Mike and Tom are registered with Stewart Partners Global Advisory LLC.
Mike and Tom are registered with Cantella and Company Incorporated. Common Sense Finance with Mike Wiginton and Tom Farrell of HL Wiginton Capital Management, an independent investment and financial planning firm in downtown Jasper. Mike is a chartered financial analyst charter holder, and Tom is a certified financial planner professional. They are here to discuss and give their thoughts on current financial and economic matters. Now, with Common Sense Finance, here are Mike and Tom.
Welcome back to another edition of Common Sense Finance. I'm Tom Farrell. This is Mike Wiginton. And everybody's probably seen those shows. Where Are They Now? Maybe the child actors or the rock bands. You know, what are they doing now? Everybody's curious about that. But we're going to talk about something a little bit different along the same lines. Is some investment themes that came about over the last couple of years with some speculative things like meme stocks and SPACs and things along those lines that really took off in the last few years and still out there smoldering. But Mike, you want to talk a little bit about some of the things we've seen in that space?
Sure. 2021 has been described, and I by myself agreeing with it for the most part, as the year of speculation and question whether we will, looking back, see the peak speculation having occurred in 21. And of course, there were a number of different spaces that attracted the sort of silly, well, in my opinion, silly goings-ons. But SPACs and meme stocks are two of those spaces that attracted an overabundance of attention and of course, money. And so I have a number of slides that our own Oliver Stone's going to flash up on the screen as we go along, just I guess at his discretion. But let's start with the meme stocks. And you know, meme is a term that its origin, I believe, is with the Greek term for imitation. And so the meme stocks came about largely on the platform Reddit. And it had to do with sharing over social media, sharing or imitating an investment idea, and it caught on fire amongst a lot of folks, and of course winds up with the stock price going, as they say, parabolic, shooting straight up. And GameStop was probably the poster child for those for that class or group of stocks. And so Matt's going to show you a graph of GameStop. Actually, you know, you go from 37, I think, to 350 thereabouts, and you're at 138 today. And as great as that looks, that's probably the best performance. So, you know, from all of them. And BlackBerry was another one. We've got a chart for BlackBerry.
AMC was
AMC is another one, the theater chain. And so it just proves that we get on social media with people we don't know that have no particular authority in any field, and we decide that jumping on the bandwagon could work out profitably for us over any sort of horizon.
It's kind of like a movement. They get on and they're just encouraging everybody to buy this stock. And there's, you know, when you get tens, if not hundreds of thousands or more people that are pushing and they're all buying, and anytime the stock would dip just a little bit, they would all, and where they were getting the money, who knows, but they were continued to pile in and push the price up.
And look, I'm going to point this out. It's not humanly possible outside of blind luck to call the top or the bottom in a legitimate market, okay? But here's what you can say. If you go back through history of the stock market, you see these sorts of manias and sort of hype that takes place at the top of every cycle, okay? We talk about this, it seems like almost every day in this office, especially over the course of the last year. Ever since what was it, end of February, into March for sure of 2020, so we're coming up on 2 years ago when COVID-19 really first affected the United States in a serious way, and the lockdowns happened. And it was right after that a lot of these things, it seems like after people got sent home from work, maybe they had some checks put into their account by Big Brother, Big Daddy, that a lot of these trends and started taking place. The next thing, well, actually, while we're on meme stocks, I want to talk about Robinhood because Robinhood got pulled into that. Okay, and actually, Robinhood was founded in like 14 was a private company, got a lot of venture capital monies. It's just an online trading platform. That's cool, no problem. I mean, really and truly, Fidelity made its way an online trading platform. Charles Schwab, E-Trade, and of course some of those have gone on to become certainly bigger entities, but that's fine. But then they got pulled into this meme stock trading with GameStop, and you may recall that they halted trading, wouldn't let some folks out, wouldn't let them trade. The folks had the position anyway, wound up getting sued, and so if you look at the chart of not GameStop, but of Robinhood, which Matt will flash up, you'll see, and that tracks the whole GameStop meme stock trend, and so Robinhood's kind of a poster child for that. So you take a look at that as well. Next in line are SPACs. We've got a chart. We'll start the chart with SPACs and exactly what that means. It doesn't sound so great. Special purpose acquisition company. And so it's just they go out and they take a blank shell company and they say, okay, we're going to go buy a private company, put inside, and now if you own the shares of that special purpose acquisition company, you own that private company. And it was a way of getting around the traditional IPO. They said it was faster, cheaper. Problem is that you didn't have any idea whether they were going to ever really put a company in there or not.
Right.
And most of those SPACs wound up way below their original prices. Even after a deal was done and the new wore off, majority of those wound up being below their IPO prices. So we've got the five, and we'll flash them up. They flash up the charts. The five biggest or hottest SPAC offerings of 21, and you'll see that, man, I'd hate to have been in any of those. Especially in a year, where was the market for 21? The S&P up over 25%?
Yes.
And we decided to go the SPAC route.
Right.
So again, it gets into manias, and I like to bring up the tulip mania. And so I don't know. I haven't heard people talking about the SPACs like I did back for sure in the middle of last year.
No, it's cooled off for sure.
So, this is definitely not the only space. You've got the non-fungible tokens space where you get a digital authenticated copy of the real thing. All right. That's crazy. Some artist sold an NFT, a non-fungible token, for $69 million. Again, it's not the real painting, just a digital copy of the real painting. And then this thing that's come out, I saw at the end of last year, we were talking about digital real estate. Have you heard about digital real estate?
Yeah, I heard about it. It's funny.
So, again, these are all trends that I would say would bother me because if you look back in history, they seem to occur at the tops of markets.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's a word of caution.
Yeah. If that's the last word, we'll see you next time.
Billy 21, hot thing, looking for big fun, hot thing, what's your fantasy, hot thing, do you wanna play with me?